Hello, my name is Michelle Wan, and my final video project will be focusing on the works of Claude Monet. Claude Monet, a well-known French Impressionist painter, was the most consistent and prolific practitioner of the movement's philosophy of expressing one's perceptions before nature, especially as applied to plein air paintings. His artworks essentially gave name to the Impressionist art movement, which was concerned with capturing light and natural forms. One of his artwork that explicitly portrays light and natural forms would be his famous water lilies. In the artwork, you can see different colors, which shows the variety of water lilies Monet saw in his lifetime. Additionally, you can also see that the reflection of trees and the sky in the pond water. In water lilies, you can also see that Monet only depicted water lilies in his painting instead of with some man-made bridge or any animals or humans. This shows the audience the natural forms aspects of his paintings. While drawing his water lilies, Monet suffered with cataracts, thus giving reason as to why the water lilies are depicted as a little blurry. By painting the lilies a little blurry, Monet successfully puts his audience in his shoes and lets them see what he saw. Although his vision was not clear, he still saw the beauty in the water lilies and was able to paint them beautifully. Interestingly, most people do not know that Monet's water lilies is in fact a series of 250 oil painting of water lilies that he actually grew himself in his house in Giverny and then drew. In his artwork, he includes light and reflections that result in the impact of the light shining on the natural world. Monet's ambition of documenting the French countryside led him to adopt a method of painting the same scene many times in order to capture the changing of light and the passing of seasons, which is the reason why he drew 250 paintings of his lilies. Here are a few of the lilies he drew. Although born in Paris, France, Monet moved to the small town of Le Havre in the Normandy region at age 5. There he met Eugene Boudin, a landscape artist who introduced him to plein air art. Plein air art eventually became the cornerstone of his artworks. Most of his artworks are inspired by nature and depicts a part of the natural world. While his water lilies are a great example of plein air art, Monet's Woman with a Parasol, Madame Monet and Her Son, is also a good example of plein air art. Plein air paintings is a French expression meaning open air paintings. Here are a few pictures of artists painting plein air paintings. You can see them outside in the natural world, drawing the landscape and nature instead of being confined in a room, drawing a limited area of space. Coming back to Monet's Woman with a Parasol, a woman is clothed in a white dress, holding a green parasol and posing in a field with a child on her side, presumably her son. In this painting, the two subjects are drawn in an open field with the sky functioning as a blue and white background. In addition, we can see an impressionist characteristic, the capturing of light within this artwork with the shadow of the woman and the light gradient of the sky. From top to bottom, the audience can see that the sky goes from dark blue to light blue due to the sunlight. This shows that Monet took careful consideration of his details in order to make sure his paintings look like real, fresh photographs of people out in nature. Additionally, we can see colored reflections from the wildflowers below her touch the front of her white dress, staining it with a light pale yellow color. As the leading Impressionist painter, Monet contributed to many beautiful paintings in his lifetime to show future generations what Impressionism is really about. Monet died at his home in Giverny on December 1926. Monet once wrote, "My only merit lies in having painted directly in front of nature, seeking to render my impressions of the most fleeting effects." Most art historians believe that Monet accomplished much more than he is credited to do today. He helped change the world of painting by shaking off the conventions of the past. By dissolving forms in his works, Monet opened the door for further abstraction in art, and he is credited with influencing quite a few later artists.